YouTube, it's your boy Naito Kage, Busy Burns, what's poppin' with y'all, you feel me? Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This is one of my most anticipated movies of this year, or in a long time in general, because you know this movie was bringing out all the kaiju, you know what I mean, the big names, you know what I mean? It was bringing Godzilla, Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, you know what I'm saying? And I just couldn't wait for this movie. The trailers had sold me for like just making me feel like it was an old Toho film from like the Showa or the Heisei era, you know. It's gonna be a spoiler review. I'm not gonna run through the whole plot like I usually do, you know what I mean. I'm just gonna touch on a few things here and there. Off rep, I'm just gonna say this one more time though. Spoilers. For anybody that hasn't seen the movie, get up out of here. Make sure you go see the movie and support this movie. Because I definitely want more MonsterVerse movies when it comes to Godzilla and Legendary, you know, or King Kong movies and whatever else they want to do. Even they want to do some Mothra movies, but I'm gonna say this off rip, man. This movie to me is way better than 2014, and I liked 2014's Godzilla. I like Kong Skull Island, but this movie to me is easily better. That being said, we were gonna get a lot more Godzilla than humans. That was BS. Matter of fact, okay, it was kind of BS because we got more Godzilla, more Titans, really kaiju, but Titans in the movie. We did have more action when it came to the fights, but still we got a lot of human story, and we got like the movie cut away from the fights once again a lot of times. All of that being said, this movie was great. I'm gonna just jump into the characters a little bit. Vera Farmiga, Dr. Emma Russell. You know, I love Vera Farmiga. She does everything well, even in this movie. Now, I know she did well in this, great in this movie because I hated her character. And in the end, when they try to, you know, she tries to sacrifice herself to help Godzilla, you know, and defeat Ghidorah. It's kind of like, I don't feel bad for you. Like, I don't care. Yeah, you're supposed to do this. You better help. You know what I mean? Save the world after you done caused all this. You feel me? But yeah, she played her role really well as a mom who lost a child, was broken. I feel like got manipulated by Charles Dance's character, and went down the wrong path or a different path than her baby father, aka her ex-husband. She did a real job. She did a phenomenal job, I should say. Millie Bobby Brown, you know, as Madison Russell. Millie Bobby Brown's good. She's great. You know, she's not great. She's good for what they gave her. I mean, most of the time you see her just making faces, being sad, crying, or running. But her and Vera as a mother-daughter was believable. There was times where you're thinking to yourself, like, why is she with her mom at this point? I mean, I guess it's the safest place to be, but it's just a little confusing to me. Yeah, I mean, nothing really bad I can say about her. Nothing really extra out of the ordinary I can say about her character. It was a little weird that she just was able to steal the orca straight up out of Charles Dance's crew's safe house or safe haven or whatever the heck it was. But I suspend my disbelief because, you know, it's a kaiju film. It's supposed to be a little tropey and goofy at times, so I let that kind of stuff go. Kyle Chandler as Mark Russell. You know, not really a fan of Kyle Chandler, but he did a good job. He was believable as a father who was grieving still and didn't have a grip on life after losing his son during the 2014 movie's events. And really not much to say about him. I mean, he did good for what he was given and for what he was supposed to do in this movie. Zhang Ji as the as the info, what's the word I can give her? She's like the info master. You know, she has all the info on the kaiju. She's been studying them, and I love the nod or the Easter egg that when it came to Mothra, her family has always worked with Monarch, but they've also always had a close relationship with Mothra. And when they show you the picture, you see that her grandmother was a twin, or twins. Her mother was a twin, and she's a twin, giving off the twin fairy idea for Mothra. I love that Easter egg. Zhang Ji, yeah, she did a good job of what she was given too. I mean, like, it was nothing extra out of the ordinary. That was one thing I could say too. Like, even though it was a lot of human storylines going on, it wasn't overbearing because it was so many characters. Like, we didn't have time to really focus on that many characters. Like, even Ken Watanabe as Sarazawa, he wasn't really given a lot in this movie. But once again, whatever he was given, he was doing great in. And his acting, it just shows. And I feel like he really has an appreciation for the Godzilla franchise. I loved what he was able to do. Even I love the switch of how this Sarazawa compared to the old one, like, sacrifices himself. In the old one, he sacrifices himself even though he really didn't want to do it because he feared this could become a problem in the future, but it was going to die with him, so he sacrificed himself to kill Godzilla. In this one, it's like he's sacrificing himself to help Godzilla, to charge him up to go beat Ghidorah, you know what I mean? It was a great send-off to that character. Sarazawa, one of the most important characters to the Godzilla franchise, is past and present, so Ken Watanabe, hats off. O'Shea Jackson's Barnes, he wasn't really given a lot. He was kind of like, you know, the soldier, running around, doing his thing. Ain't really got much to say about him. Thomas Middleton, right? He was actually believable for a dude I always see like on commercials and stuff. He was his acting was pretty good. He was a believable guy who was like a tropey, goofy Godzilla, scientist. You know, or was he a scientist? I don't even know. But he was was he a lawyer? He was something, but he was believable in his acting. Charles Dance, being a bad guy like he usually is, he was Charles Dance. He was great. Like I said, it wasn't really too much for him to do. We just know that he ran a terrorist group. They've captured kaiju before. They somehow manipulated Vera Farmiga's character into releasing all these kaiju. But we know that goes wrong. We see at the end of the movie, you know, at the at the credit scene, they found one of Ghidorah's heads. Don't know where that's gonna go. I highly doubt it's gonna be Mecha Ghidorah because you need a body with two heads for that. But we never know. Maybe maybe the head can grow a body back, and they'll just rebuild two other heads mechanically. I don't know. Maybe they'll use his DNA because they did say his character studies in like kaiju DNA, or they have. I don't know. I don't really remember all the details, but yeah, I don't know. They can go a lot of ways with his character. But yeah, man, as far as plot, I liked how the movie opened up showing that this family was directly affected by the fight between Godzilla and the Mutos in San Francisco in 2014. We see Kyle Chandler's character and Vera Farmiga's character running around looking for their son, about holding their daughter, distraught, can't find it. You never see a body, but you see Godzilla walking past, and you see that the anger he has towards Godzilla for what has transpired. Later on, you see that Vera Farmiga's character has built the Orca, which I think was cool. I know a lot of people who didn't like it. They were like, oh, why is the humans controlling the kaiju, aka the Titans? It's happened before. It's happened in a lot of Godzilla movies where the humans have found a way to control the monsters, or aliens have done it. So it's not the first time. People need to stop complaining about that. I like the Orca thing. I like that they were able to find out a way to control these monsters by the humans becoming alpha. Therefore, we can stop them if we need be. Like we can let them know that we run shit. All that being said, Ghidorah was an alien, you know. Like, I'm glad they kept that origin because Ghidorah was an alien, and I like the fact that he broke free of the Orca and he started controlling the kaiju. They was responding to him. I like some of the kaiju they made. That spider one, that looks just like that original Toho Spider. I forgot his name. Oh my god, it's gonna bother me. I'm sure y'all gonna rip me in the comments if you do comment. I like the woolly mammoth one, which is kind of like an ape mammoth thing. That was fire. What you call it? The Muto that was there. I was like, whoa, there's another one. Where that one come from? I'm pretty sure that's probably a thing in Aftershock. It tells me, but yeah, it was another one too. It was a couple of them, right? I can't remember all the kaiju that was there, but I liked them. I liked how they looked. I definitely want to see more of them. Rodan. Or hold on, before I get to Rodan, the way they released Ghidorah was a little epic and Godzilla trophy, which I love. I know people probably was mad about it because it was like, how can these people survive? But it's a Godzilla movie, man. Things are gonna happen that just don't make sense, man. You gotta suspend your disbelief. You gotta go into this movie knowing what you're going to see. And that's one thing about the movie is that it knows exactly what it is. It knows that it's a kaiju film, and it pays homage, you know. But yeah, with the way Ghidorah was released, I loved it, man. It was just so epic in the music. By what was his name, Bear McCreary. The way he handled a lot of the classic songs and stuff, phenomenal, bro. Like the scores on this movie were amazing. Like even like the drums and the chanting, like it got me really into these fights and these kaiju. But yeah, seeing Ghidorah scream and the three heads actually having personality and the heads fighting and with the middle one being the boss, letting them know what it's doing. I love that type of stuff, man. Rodan. We didn't get too much of Rodan, which I thought we was, but I loved his entrance. I loved the showing his destruction. I loved the little skirmish between him and Ghidorah. That was pretty cool. Mothra. Mothra was really like the first kaiju you see in this movie. So she starts out from the egg hatches, and you see her larva form. The humans start aiming at guns. They like, yo, chill, you feel me? And now Mothra's killing people. She's like, oh, like, y'all trying to kill me? You know, and Vera Farmiga's character, Emma Russell, comes out with the orca. That's where you see how that works. She turns into Mothra pretty fast, too. But, you know, I'm cool with that. I'm glad they gave her the Queen of the Monsters title. I love that when she did come back, it just felt magical. And I'm assuming when she left, and we didn't see her for a while, she like birthed some larvae somewhere. Because I know that, you know, during the credits you see that Mothra's gonna live on as usual. She's immortal. But yeah, I love that. Godzilla. I mean, I love the fact that Godzilla fights like 3 or 4 times. You know, like an old movie where he fought Ghidorah a couple times. You know, but yeah, I like that Ghidorah beat Rodan into submission. I love the fight between Mothra and Rodan, and I thought Rodan was gonna win that fight. I'm gonna be old. Mothra beat Rodan with her stinger, which was dope. I mean, that was one of the best parts of the movie, that fight. I like that Mothra, of course, sacrificed herself to save Godzilla. And this is after Serizawa blows the nuke up to power Godzilla, because, you know, they found out that where he sleeps and where he lays his head in that underground temple, which confirms of, you know, the whatever was it, the Hollow Earth theory or whatever. It confirms it. So I like the fact that they sped it up. They were like, look, I know he's charging up in there, but we gotta speed this up. And as that was happening, they were trying to give Godzilla time. Mothra was in trash by Ghidorah, basically about to die. And I'm assuming she gave Godzilla her powers, like the what was that? Was that the Millennium movie or the Heisei movie? I think it's a movie with Batra, right? Nah, I don't remember, but dang, it's slipping my mind right now. It's one of those movies though, but I love that. And then, you know, finally we'd see Fire Godzilla, Burning Godzilla, whatever you want to call him. And I love the fact that when he was doing his pulse, it was making Mothra's noise, Mothra's screech. You know, that was so dope. Just the fight between Godzilla and Ghidorah was epic, man. It was everything I wanted. I wanted more, but it was everything I wanted, man. And like I said, I just don't want to run through the whole plot and all that, but man, just seeing Godzilla beast on him with the atomic breath, bite a head off and eat it, squish the body, just step on him, bro. That was epic. I want to see this movie again ASAP. Maybe it'll bring that movie down for me, maybe it'll bring it up for me. But right now, as far as a grade, I'm gonna give this movie. I'm biased, so I'm giving this movie an A minus. Lowest I'm gonna go is a B plus. Only because they just cut away from the fights too many times. I don't understand why they just couldn't do the fights like they did in Skull Island, where we just get it and get the fight, and that's what we're focused on. And it makes me kind of upset what's gonna happen for Godzilla vs. King Kong, because it's already filmed. I don't know if they can go back and show more of the monsters. I understand that it's costing more money because it's CGI, but if Pacific Rim can do it, I'm sure Warner Brothers can do it for a Godzilla film. Maybe if you don't hire so many actors for the human part of the story, you would be able to spend more money on the monsters, you know. But the humans, like the human story, was fine to me. It was good. It was one of the better ones. I don't know if I'm able to knock 1984 Godzilla off of my top 5. And if you haven't seen my top 5 Godzilla video, here's like the card right here or right here. You can click it and go watch it. But I don't know if I can knock it down off of this spot, because if anything, that's where this movie would rank on my all-time list. It would be number 5. Even though it's one of the best kaiju movies I've seen, I still don't know if I'm ready to put it in that 5th spot. Maybe, like I said, maybe after I see it the second time, it'll go even higher. We'll just have to see. But let me know what y'all thought of this movie, man. I'm hyped. I hope we get a whole bunch more Godzilla movies, Mothra movies, Kong movies, Titan movies. I'm with it, you know what I mean? But yeah, let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe. It's Night to Kage, signing out.